Welcome to this evening's spirit animal message. If tonight's your birthday, I'd like to start off by just saying happy birthday. And this is, we're starting out with Jaguar, Old Soul. When I was doing this short for this, when I pulled the first 3 cards, the download that I was receiving was you're getting information or downloads from yourself, from your past self. So we got Black Jaguar. Walk through life with confidence and grace. You have power from beyond the world. Focus on what you really want. You can create your dreams. So this card, I'm just going to read off some words first. Lunar, magic, mystery, charisma, power, profit, protection, passion, strength, stealth, sexual, grace, rebirth, royal. This is a representation of the black moon, or all things we can see beyond earthly vision. So it would be something you see beyond your eyes. Closing your eyes, you still see it. And this has a very prophetic energy. I know, this was the first card that popped out. So I feel like you're getting something that is for everyone. It's coming through you. It's going to be truth that you are going to teach others. This creature teaches that struggle, suffering, and endings push us to be the people we are born to be. So you've possibly gone through struggles and wins. It was like any win, obviously there was the struggle that you pushed past, and you still got the win, because you realize with any challenge there's a lesson. Moose, wisdom. Let your head and mind reach to the stars, yet keep your feet grounded on the earth. Listen to the ancient wisdom in your soul. The ancestors speak through you. You know much. So, and then this card, I'm going to read off some words also. Moose, wisdom, accomplishments, opportunities, self-esteem, worthiness, greatness, majesty, wisdom from elders, instinct, honor, longevity, steadfastness, fearless. As a totem, the antlers are said to act as an antenna to the secrets and teachings from the wise ones. I feel like you're getting downloads and receiving information from multiple sources. No, this is from yourself, a form of yourself, and then maybe guides are just guiding you through this. But this was already set in place. This is what I'm sensing. Like, this was something, you're receiving something that information from a past life, or a past version of yourself, a higher version of yourself. And this was meant to happen. It was almost like your life was the way it was, or is the way it was, or was the way it was by design. And then somehow, this was meant to come into you in this divine timing. Squirrel, always prepared. You are the expert of hard work and hard play. Your cheerful and fun disposition is a blessing to everyone. Don't let life's distractions take you off course. Make a plan for the future and life will give you all you need. So that's why this is coming to you, is to prepare you. This always prepared energy for this individual that I'm reading for. You're getting information from a past self, and this downloads. I think about these horns as branches leading into like beyond the veil, different forms of higher consciousness. So you're receiving so much wisdom, but there is something specifically, I bet what I'm thinking of, and this is just something that just popped in my head, it's like, say you worked on something in the past, in a past life, spiritually, and you accumulated a form of knowledge, but in a past life, you couldn't release this information because the world itself wasn't ready for it. But now the world's ready for it. So you're getting that information in this life. And it was like designed that way somehow. I don't understand exactly what is trying to come through, but there is something about almost like something set it off, but it was set up to happen that way. So it's like if there was something that happened that shook your world in a way that forced you to go inwards, it was designed to push you to receive information that you wouldn't have been able to otherwise, not being connected, strongly enough connected. Okay, so, and then squirrel, playful, practical, prepared, problem solver, planner, fun, social, high energy, resourceful, communicator, entertainer. Squirrel plans ahead, stores for the future, also slowing down to focus, getting back on track. Perhaps something happened and it sort of forced you to slow down and get back on track with yourself. I'm just reading notes as I go through this. We are starting out now with the 9 of Wands. So persistence, self-reliant. Despite setbacks, you've come a long way. You may feel exhausted, ready to give up. Spirit is saying you're almost there. Turning to your spiritual and wellness practices are getting you through this. Then we have the Fool. New beginning, not being afraid of the unknown. This Fool also could represent this new beginning of now. Acknowledge that lessons you learn led to expanded consciousness and unforeseen opportunities. This is also following this 9 of Wands, so it's this personal evolution, this spiritual new beginning in this life. And then we have the King of Pentacles, which this is your destiny card, which your destiny is to be this wealthy, balanced, masculine energy, financially stable, able to be that generous energy, driven. You're creating a form, your destiny is to be this confident, masculine. I feel like, because this is a masculine energy, longevity, because it's the coins, pentacles, matter. I'm just going to move along. 4, in the distant past, building stability, conserving resources. In the past, the sense of stability, maybe you were in your head about money a lot. It's like even when you had it, you still had this energy of it being your focus. And it created like this resistance to bring in more. You realize your gifts are your abundance, and you let go of the overthinking about creating more. And then we have the 5 of Cups, a grief, loss, isolation, sadness. I feel like in the recent past, perhaps you had some sort of falling out with someone. However, in moving into your future, I feel like, because this is the very next card, whatever happened here, there's going to be this reconnect, a loving exchange of support, connecting to your, also this could be a connection to your inner child. Like maybe you went through something and it left you just depleted, and going within, you become more in tune with your inner child, which created this more in tune with that soft side of yourself. And like I was saying, I wrote down a reset after the 5 of Cups. So could have been a disagreement with someone you care about and you thought the relationship was over. Because you see in this image, you know, there's these spilled cups, and this is blood. And then this person is holding the 2 of Cups. And then you see the waterfall behind, like in the image further in the distance, right? Something about this star, this pentagram on the back of this coat is standing out to me, almost like you were marked. And I keep seeing this in my intuition of something about you being marked for this. And this 5 of Cups was more of this initiation to, or this, not initiation, that's the wrong word. Instigation, I guess, in a way. Ignition. It was this ignition. And I see this shovel that this boy is using, and there's like the Star of David on the shovel going into the dirt. Grounding, bringing spiritual knowledge through your inner child. And grounding it in this playful way into reality. And then we have Queen of Pentacles, which is nurturing feminine energy, feeling deeply, expressing emotions, connection to the higher consciousness. When you look within, what downloads do you receive about nurturing yourself? Focusing on growing your intuition right now is where you are, spending time with yourself. The waterfall again. Another waterfall is standing out to me, and the fact that her toe is in the water was sticking out to me. You're in this, like, I just feel like the strength of your higher consciousness. You probably were always very intuitive, very connected. Maybe before you realized how connected you were to your higher self, to this special part of yourself. And now, since this ignition, it's like what you were maybe not so willing to accept of yourself just because you couldn't make sense of it. Now everything makes sense, and you're really getting just, everything is just clearer since the full of what this is seen through you, through your inner self. Like, as soon as you get that, as soon as it's a clear picture, no, move on. Okay. I apologize if I start getting even more weird. So then we have the moon. Dreams, illusion. The environment pushes you to face your shadow, what's out of sight. So I think of, in the beginning, we also had this jaguar, which had this energy of seeing beyond what we could see. And your environment is what's pushing you to be this way. It's like whatever you're around most must be sort of heavy, which brought on a more consistent spiritual practice, perhaps, to deal with it, which led to this clearer sight to what you were already seeing and sensing. Then we have the Hierophant, teacher, tradition, feeling like you know something of spiritual knowledge that you feel ready to teach others, or this is what you're being called This is what you're feeling. Because you feel it, and it's like, trust those feelings, Spirit. The consciousness speaks through our feelings. And then we have King of Swords. And this is where all of this is sort of like the results moving forward. Having confidence to be the authority of your life by taking action on your own belief, on your own behalf. Confidence in the truth. You're standing up for your truth. Wielding your truth with confidence, because now you know, and now the result will be you wielding this information into the world with this confidence, with this authority. And then I have some other spirit animal cards that I had pulled. This is Butterfly. Delight in life and embrace change as the source of your creativity. And then we see this butterfly and we think of the life cycle of caterpillar, cocoon, and then butterfly. You are, you probably are just coming out of a cocoon phase where you're in one now. And maybe that's where it's like all of this is coming in right now. And then moving forward, the result is you being this butterfly emerging from that cocoon, ready to be the authority, ready to be that confident version of yourself, you know, to share this knowledge with the world. Because, you know, when it comes to certain things, you know, you're going to have the pushback. However, you have the knowing, and it's like you get the knowing, and then the knowledge. You get the inner knowing, you know, the outside reflections confirming you, and then the known. It's like what's known. Sometimes what's known isn't the truth, right? So I think about the known, the knowing, which is the inner knowing, and then the knowledge, which is taking the known and the knowing, and then all of the things, the resonance, the synchronicities, the truth, the resonance of truth, knowing your truth, and then having the knowledge now with the clear sight through that connection of self to confidently move forward. And then we have boar, wild boar. Whatever tradition or others expect of you, only yourself be true. And then I wrote something down about boar. Strength, determination, untamed force, warrior spirit, resilience. So it's like this untamed force. I think about the natural world as that untamed force. And then we have our own, it's like we have the spirit, and then we have the oversoul, like the untamed force that has been with you through all of your incarnations. And you're strongly connected to that, is what I'm sensing. There was an advice card. I have this advice card, and it ended up being the Hierophant, which was ironic. And I'm just going to read the whole card. Training or education, traditional, religious, or cultural practices, rites, or beliefs, and commitment to a value system. Teaching, learning, practicing these are at the core of this situation. Although whether they are something you're pursuing or avoiding is something only you know. Advice: take a good hard look at your most treasured beliefs and make sure your actions and behavior reflect them. If you don't know your beliefs, look at your actions and behavior. Based on those, how would someone describe your beliefs? That was your advice. I want an advice card. And then we have a moon card. Meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces. Listen to your feelings. New start coming your way. And meditate. I'd imagine you are probably already doing that on a consistent basis. Something I try when I do my meditations. I don't only do my meditations at rest. I also do my meditations while walking on a treadmill. I will set a pace that's not too quick, close my eyes, set my meditation that I'm choosing if I'm what I'm listening to, and fall into that meditative space. And I know it's not the safest thing to do sometimes, especially when if you have a part of your meditation where you sort of you're gonna lose more mobility, which I will bring myself into this. I always keep myself at a pace where even if I were to go, if I were to be told to let go, I can just kind of slowly lay myself down, and it's like my legs move unconsciously, and they still do this thing where they keep up. So use your discernment as to whether or not that's something you want to try. What was the other thing? Oh, and then we're gonna do one card from the Living with a Feathered Heart, the 42 Ideals of Ma'at in Daily Life. And I thought I'd close this reading with a card from the Living with a Feathered Heart. Ooh. I can be trusted. So I can be trusted. Okay, I'm going to read from this book for this part because there's just a lot for every card that I prefer to read right out of the book. I can be trusted. Okay. 14, 5. Trust is a fluid word synonymous with the ability to have strength in one's beliefs about another or about oneself. At the same time, it is also a word tied to law, as trust can also be applied to a legal agreement where one becomes a custodian to protect valued assets for the sole benefit of another. Following I can be trusted means staying aligned with your core values. Not being trustworthy carries a high price, as the weight of your soul is not measured in gold, but by the feather of Ma'at. and true value is found in the heart that is alchemically golden. In the alchemical context, gold is symbolically considered the king, and it elementally corresponds with the sun, the heart, awareness, and Sahasrara, the crown chakra. The crown or seventh chakra, when activated, is believed to allow a space of pure consciousness to be attained. In this space, you unlock the ability to transform into the divine and do whatever you wish or will. The paradox is that when you get to this point, it is not material desire that activates awareness, but the heart's desire to live in the light of truth. Living always in the light of truth can be challenging in modern times. To attain awareness and protect your values while still being present in the world requires a balanced scale. Philosophically speaking, Aristotle's golden mean provides a series of tenets to balance the mind, heart, and spirit so as to follow the middle path by avoiding excess and being aware of where there may be a deficiency. A deficiency in honesty lends itself to secrecy, but too much honesty can lead to gossip and unnecessary chatter. Too much temperance leads to a lack of awareness, but not enough can call forth self-indulgence and extravagance. Not enough friendship can cause loneliness, but too much can mean only superficial relationships. Too much generosity causes toxic excess, but not enough can lead to stinginess. No self-control can bring indecision, too much impulsiveness. Life is lived in the space between, and the trustworthy soul lets its golden light be felt through balanced action word, the will being executed in accordance with the law of Ma'at. And that was I Can Be Trusted. I thought this was really beautiful reading. The spiritual knowledge you're receiving right now is meant to help the world. And I pray you the best on your journeys, all of you who come to this message. Meditate every day. For whoever comes to this and follows to the end, resonating or not. It's a vital part. It's like working out. We work out to tone our physical body. You know that sometimes when they say that sometimes we hold this attachment to who we think we are. So it's like someone who works out and who is heavy sometimes can't shift from who they are, and it's not because they don't want to or they're not working hard. Sometimes it's the way that they perceive their image. So if they were to meditate and also work out, you would be able to, it's like you're working with yourself to shift your image. And it's not just you working out, but you're also telling your mind in this special way that we're shifting realities. We're not to stick to this loop of being. We are to let go of this loop of being and move forward. It's respecting the energy that you are while being this physical projection. And I pray you all have a beautiful evening.